Hey everybody, this is David at BarnYard Bees. Out here this morning going through the Nucs. It's a hazy day. The bees aren't moving very well. It's raining, it's spitting rain, starting to rain, and trying to get a few in before it does start raining. But one thing I wanted to talk about is the changing of the seasons. And we're into June 10th, I think today is, or 9th or 10th. Just count what day it is. But anyway, we're basically in the first week of June. And the nectar flow is slowing down, but it's still good. As you can see out through the yard here, we've got clover everywhere. It's a good clover year. But a lot of your springtime blooms are gone, your tree blooms. Your leaves are already out in the trees. So it is definitely slowed down, but still going fairly well. But everything's getting warmer. The daytime highs are getting hotter. You know, it's pushing up to the high 80s and 90 marks at certain times. We did have a pretty cool May. Very cool May. The blueberries that I have right there are almost always right by the 1st of June, and they're still green. Most of them got hit by the frost, so we've got a very small crop this year. But what I'm getting at is it's just been a delayed honey flow and spring because everything's been so cold. But what I want to talk about is the changing of everything. The warmer weather, the wet, you're going to have more issues in your hives. Hive beetles, wax moths. Mites are starting, but they're really not that big of an issue yet this early in the year. But the hive beetles are just starting to increase a little bit. Just went through this colony here. This is a small colony. It's still growing. It's one that we did a split from, and it's still growing out. But I haven't seen the first hive beetle in there. So the little beetle barns are doing their job for sure. So start keeping an eye out for stuff like that in your hive. And also in the bottom of your colonies, make sure assist the bees and help them keep out, and we've talked about this before, just a little reminder, the bee cappings and wax that builds up on the bottom. There's not a whole lot in this hive here at all. They're very cleansy for a small colony as it is. So keep an eye on stuff like that. Keep the wax pulled out. Now people will say if you got a good genetic bee that's cleansy, you won't have that problem. You won't have that problem if you got a decent sized colony. There's not many colonies that are very tiny and managing 5, 8, 10 frames and very few bees and being extremely cleansy. This one, for example, is, but there's some that is not. And there's things that you can do to assist your bees. You can always make sure that you keep the hive, and we've talked about this before, just a little reminder, keep your hive tilted forward a little bit. What I like to do is find out where level is, and then put like a 3/4 inch board, well, no, an inch board, which is actually 3/4, under the back side of it. Keeps water, moisture, and it also, if you ever notice and you find a colony that's tilted flat, or if it's level, the bees have a harder time rolling that wax out. I've seen it many times over and over. And if you give them that little bit of advantage, it will help them tremendously. And like I said, talking about the beetle barns, put these in your colony, bait them up with your bait of choice. If you want to know what everyone is using, go to the BarnYard Bees Facebook page, and you'll find out there, because I can't really suggest any kind of so-called unnatural baits. So I'm not allowed to say anything like that. So just go there and people will tell you what they use and what they have luck for. Some people make an all natural baits. Some people don't. I'm not going to really get into that and get into argument with people about what a lot of people call unnatural. But anyway, if you want to go look and see what everyone's using, people share the information on their BarnYard Bees Facebook page. And very important, stay on top of it. That's the thing this year. Now look, I've got behind, and I'm talking about keeping the grass mowed. It's been a while. We've been really busy, and I just not had a chance to get to it. But I will be putting my salt vinegar solution down, which you've seen me talk about that many times on the videos of that all natural herbicide that we use that will kill it dead. So keep your weeds down, keep them low. Up until this point, it's not really harmed anything, but once those hive beetles start coming into your colonies and this grass is high like this, I mean, I'm gonna point it out. You know, I should have kept it low. I'm not gonna fib to you. I'm not gonna hide it. Right there it is, and it should have already been mowed. We've been working on some other property and just been busy. Just been really busy and not had a chance to get down here and get on top of it like I should. But that's how it goes when everything's that busy. So keep it mowed down, keep it bare as possible. It'll help you out with your hive beetles. And don't forget, wax moths are right around the corner. When you're driving through the night, or you got outside lights on and you see the bugs starting to hit those lights, wax moths are coming. Bug zappers, get you a dust to dawn bug zapper, hang it up in somewhere away from your colonies. Don't draw them to your colonies. But for example, like right there's the barn, so we would have one on the other side of the barn hanging to keep them that direction, keep them going that direction. Maybe one down on the other side of the bee yard, just kind of keeping it away, drawing the attention away from your bee yard. Keep all the wax up off the ground. If you have any wax cappings or anything, try to keep it picked up. That attracts the hive beetles as well. Use every advantage that you can. These beetle barns, you can see they got little openings right there, and then you open it up. See if I can open it up here one-handed. There we go. And you put your bait right inside. I usually put some right there in the center. It'll attract them in there. It'll kill them as they eat the bait, and it works very well. We got other traps available, BarnYardBees.com, including these beetle barns. Very good management control of hive beetles. We also have the Beetle Blasters, the ones that go in between your frames. You fill up with oil. The hive beetles try to hide. They fall down into the oil solution and kills them, or whatever you use. Some people use diatomaceous earth. It just depends whatever you want to use in there as well. So there's a way of doing it. I've said this before. Right up there, see those game chickens? They work very well for controlling hive beetles. They work under your hive, especially when you mow. When you mow, it draws those chickens under your hives to start digging. And the more bare the dirt is, the more they want to dig. You'll find out if you'll get that bare underneath, those chickens will come every single day, especially in the morning, dig and dig and dig, and they're looking for hive beetles, bugs, worms, anything they can find, and they will eat it. Makes a huge difference. Makes a huge difference. So just a few tips here from BarnYard Bees about hive beetles, wax moths, and your critters that cause you a lot of havoc inside your colonies. So get it under control. Stay on top of it. Let's get these bees alive through the summer and build up through the winter. So that's about it, folks. Don't forget, please help share our videos, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. BarnYard Bees.